welcome! Today we're rocking out with a bike, a carbon bike with a gearbox. This is the Zerode Taniwha. This is 160mm front and rear 275 Enduro all mountain / park bike that's built to shred. The gear changing on this bike is completely different to what you're used to, and it's actually quite a steep learning curve. On a regular bike, gearing up on the cassette, you're cranking. You can do it on the hills and you can do it everywhere. But changing gears on the Taniwha, to get into an easier gear, you've got to release pressure off that drivetrain and then gear up to get into the corners and just to get into an easier gear. There's a little bit more thinking ahead involved with riding this bike. You've got to constantly keep a watch on the trail and keep a check on what gear you're in, because if you're not used to this bike, then it's very easy to stall, and if you're cleated in, then you will topple over. First thing I noticed on this bike is the incredible stability from the Pinion Gearbox being there at that BB and weighting this bike down in the right places. It is giving this bike unbelievable stability. Woo! Woo! Oh yeah! Yeah, left turn. Here we go. Woo! Some steep stuff. Woo! Get in the right gear here. Woo! Some guys went off trail there. Not me. Woo! Oh man, there's that stability. It really is unbelievable, man. It's just so good, so confidence inspiring. It's like nothing is gonna go wrong. Woo! Oh man, the traction that this bike has, it has just got so much traction on it. It's mind-blowing what this bike is capable of doing. The gear range on this bike is equivalent to running a 10 to 60 on the back. Now, that is pretty crazy, right? Also, another thing to remember with this bike, because the Zerode Taniwha is weighted in all the right places, right there, center of the bike, you're able to get into that super granny gear, climb up the steep sections without any lifting up on the front. Like, look at the traction here. On this loose rocky stuff, traction is totally there. I'm in like a good granny gear, and I'm able to just sit down and plow through this roughage like a champ. Cornering this bike is really nimble. It handles and it slays these corners really well. It pops into them and you can just punch it out of them. Cut in, punch out. It's a very linear and independent feeling suspension platform that is very, very active. It does an amazing job of smoothing off every single small bump, big bump, medium bump, everything in the trail. It's like riding on a cloud, man. But on the other hand, if you don't have a really good setup and tune on your shock, there is wallowing, because the suspension is so independent feeling and so active. If you don't have enough compression dialed in on that shock, you will get wallowing and you will get pedal bob. There we go, that is it. That is the Zerode Taniwha, a Fox 36 Kashima coat up front. It has a Fox factory X2 out back. It is a full carbon frame. This features the Pinion Gearbox inside this carbon frame right over here. And let me tell you, this bike is stiff as boop. This bike is also sporting the Csixx Enduro carbon rims. It has a KS Lev seat post. This is a grip shift gear changer. This bike also has Renthal carbon bars and Guide ultimate brakes. We have a local Zerode agent. Check in the description for details. It looks like this can fit a water bottle there. I don't know. It's probably going to have to be one of those half-size 500ml bottles. So the more aggressively you ride, the better this bike feels and the more it opened up. Cornering is really good, but You have to trust this bike, lean into those corners and trust it. It will be okay for these corners like that. It will be all right because this bike is just so stable. Woo! Nothing's gonna go wrong. Let's get to sizing on this bike. This is a medium sized frame that I'm riding, and I'm 173 centimeters tall, and this feels really good. It's nice and roomy up in the cockpit area. This is a more on top of the bike kind of feel. It's very racy. Because I have a super granny gear, I'm able to hit ascents like this pretty easily without tiring myself out too much. Saying this bike is too heavy to climb, it definitely isn't. With that super granny gear, you can do climbs like this relatively easy. It's just slow going. Woo! And this bike just smashes this rough stuff. It just barrels through it like a freaking tank. Man, look at that. Woo! Yeah. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Guys and girls, you have to seriously try this bike. I mean, this rear triangle is just so good, and this bike is just so stiff. This rear triangle feels almost totally independent from any drivetrain stiffening. I don't know where I'm going, but it doesn't matter because I've got gears and I've got tankage. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh yeah. Oh, yep. There we go. Just barrel through the stuff. Man, get into a gear here that I can climb up here. No problems. Just look at that. Climbing out these rooty sections. You can see that this spike was made for the rooty sections of Rotorua. This Pinion Gearbox isn't perfect. Like when you change gears, it's not 100% smooth all the time. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It could be a little lighter, like there could be a better shifter, possibly in future instead of this grip shift. What is awesome about this gearbox is the amount of maintenance it requires. All you basically need to do is change gearbox oil every 10,000 kilometers or once a year. So let's get to the numbers. Because of the handling on the climbs, the ease of climbing, because of that super granny gear and the weighted front end for climbing, I give this bike a 7 out of 10. Cornering, control and handling, I give this bike a solid 7.5 out of 10. Descending capabilities, traction and the confidence this bike gives you, I give this bike a total 9 out of 10. Woo! So thanks for joining me. I had loads of fun on this Taniwha. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment if there's any questions you want to know about this bike. Check out the description for more information about this Zerode Taniwha. Give me a thumbs up if you like this Taniwha. Videos every Monday and Wednesday. Into the sunset we ride. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you on the next episode.